Coming at him, Power on the inside, lightning fast, Distinctive Darcy down to the post they go. Distinctive Darcy, I think they're a long way apart. He's run out a little, but I think he's held on over Lightning Fast, who ended up over near the rails.
He's a really promising horse, and you know, he's only going to get better. He just still sort of the unfinished product, and great for Dardo. He's been a great supporter of mine since I've been here in Singapore, and he asked David Ellis at Karaka to buy him a really nice horse, and he said spend up to 150, and he found this bloke for 100,000, and I think he's going to get all his money back and more. So it's great for Dardo and his family.
And the horse that's ran third, you ran first and third, yeah, that was really encouraging as well.
Yeah, she's not very big, but she's tough. You know, she's really tries hard, and she'll definitely win more races for sure.
Yeah, it was for a 3-year-old to beat a up-and-coming 4-year-old. You know, still very green in the running. Ran away from the fence. Was in front the whole way, and then the last 100 it started loafing on me until Lightning Fast actually came up next to it, picked it up again and won a good race. Really thank you to Mr. Walker. He got hold of me last week Friday and he said, I got a good ride for you. Big thanks to all the owners. You know, it's the wheel's turning. I had a winner yesterday, I had a winner today. So yeah, just a very big thank you to the Singapore Turf Club. You know, it's been my dream to race on a turf track like this, and they've given me an opportunity to fulfill my dream, so thanks to them.
The Mark Walker trained Distinctive Darcy had to tough it out in the straight, but was eventually able to make it back-to-back wins in the $75,000 New Zealand Racing Board trophy, while Lightning Fast, who had every chance after travelling with his head on his chest, dashed for the inside gap to settle in for a runner-up spot.
Let's take an official look, though, at the track conditions. 2.7, good to firm. It has been pretty dry and pretty warm over the last couple of days, but as you were saying, Jenny, the sun's certainly getting through today. I think feels probably more like in its 30s than the 20s.
Yeah, it certainly does, and I think our winter, we didn't have much of it, but I think it's gone.
Yeah. And, well, 3 kilometres, neither here nor there, really, but it will be behind them, in theory, as they come into the straight. Just the one scratching, and Unleashed Dragon now gets a start in race number 5. He'll be carrying the 4 saddlecloth, and Douglas White will be on board there for Richard. Not without a chance, it must be said either. It's probably an each-way shout. That is Unleashed Dragon.
The light blinks away and they're off. Lucky Rain was a touch slow to go, along with also Confucius Warrior. Amusing City was away fast enough, and Lucky Master goes up to join him, and Riverside Bird down the middle part of the track is showing plenty of speed, and now Confucius Warrior, as he has done in his trials, he's starting to muster quickly, and he's up vying for the lead with Amusing City to his inside, and then Elegance Promise. Lucky Rain is detached from the field. He's 10 lengths away. He can't go at all. It's the 2-year-old Amusing City who shows the way, closest to the outside rail from Confucius Warrior. Lucky Master's just poised to strike them. They've dropped off Riverside Bird and then Elegance Promise. Forget about Lucky Rain, but Lucky Master took over control now from Amusing City and Confucius Warrior. Amusing City, Confucius Warrior, they're trying to battle back on Lucky Master. Schofield's being as kind as he can. Amusing City's digging in the 2-year-old. Amusing City came back on Lucky Master and got the prize. Amusing City from Lucky Master. They eventually dropped off Confucius Warrior. Then Riverside Bird from Lucky Rain, and Elegance Promise at the end was a distant last. So the 2-year-old Amusing City, John Moore, Sam Clipperton, it's had the 9-pound pull in the weights, and it may have just been the difference in the end over the 3-year-old Lucky Master, who I thought clearly had his measure a long way out. They dropped off Confucius Warrior. He's run third, beaten probably 2.5, and then Riverside Bird. Well, Lucky Rain's gone very ordinary, and so too Elegance Promise. But in the end, Amusing City, a 2-year-old by Sebring, out of an Anabar mare called Amusements. John Moore, Sam Clipperton. Over 3, Lucky Master, Richard Gibson, Chad Schofield. Confucius Warrior, David Ferraris, Neil Callan. 6-3-1, 5-4, 57-1-7. It's actually inside a standard.
And here's the full patrol replay though, and you can see Lucky Master getting away pretty well, the little horse there in the predominantly purple colours. The eventual winner in the maroon headgear, the sort of dark yellow jacket. In between the pair was Confucius Warrior. Reasonable early speed from Riverside Bird as well. Elegance Promise got away quite well, as Jenny said. Lucky Rain really huffing and puffing in the rear, and Nash Rawler was getting after him as well. He has in the end though stayed on reasonably well, but clearly speed is not his thing. Confucius Warrior by now just being ridden along, as indeed was the eventual winner Amusing City. If you'd backed Lucky Master, you'd have been reasonably confident by now that at some point Chad was just going to press the button and it would all be fairly straightforward. But in the end, whether it's through greenness or more probably than not, the weight concession of £9 to the eventual winner's probably been the final clincher here. But they've settled down to battle it out inside the final 100. And Amusing City, who's had to fight for quite some way in the race just to stay on terms, has now fought on to win.
The sectional times, 13.42, standard is 13.50, so about a tenth inside. 20.66 when standard is 21.10, so quick enough. 23.09, just felt the pinch a little bit there. Still came home under standard though. 57.17 when standard is 57.4.
Ready to rock and roll here in the second at Sha Tin. They're off and running. Fairly level line away. There's no pace though from Brilliant Monkeys, Joy Plus Fun and Supernatural. Young Dreamer came out running. He's already established a 2-length break from Happy Beauty quickly up to second. You're the One for Me got away nicely third. Telecom Boom prominent in fourth, and then deeper out Golden Glory, Winning Boy between horses, Rewarding Flyer, leaving a spot down on the rail for Amazing Always to drive through and be handy enough. A length and a half to Manhattan Striker, who's inside of Ambitious Speedy, and 3 deep is Sparkling Talent. 2 lengths further back, Joy Plus Fun. A length to Brilliant Monkeys, and Supernatural is the trailer. It's the Racing Club horse, Young Dreamer, striding towards the 700 metre point. 2.5 lengths on Happy Beauty second. On the outside of You're the One for Me, Golden Glory's 3 deep. Rewarding Flyers hard ridden to improve, as is Amazing Always. This leader's got a few off the bit as they corner in. Manhattan Striker, Winning Boy, head the remainder from Sparkling Talent. They're in the straight. Young Dreamer inside the 400, a couple clear. You're the One for Me. Rewarding Flyer's been under pressure, but he's responding. Happy Beauty, Amazing Always charging up the rail. Then Telecom Boom and Manhattan Striker. You're the One for Me getting on terms with Young Dreamer, who shows fight. Rewarding Flyer and Amazing Always continue to close. Amazing Always with a full head of steam, darting up the inside rail, and Amazing Always from You're the One for Me and Rewarding Flyer. Young Dreamer gave some real cheek. He held on to fourth. A gap to Ambitious Speedy. Supernatural closed in. Manhattan Striker, Telecom Boom had his chance. Sparkling Talent, Winning Boy. Brilliant Monkeys, Happy Beauty weakened out. A long gap away to the 2 trailers. Joy Plus Fun and Golden Glory last. The 7-year-old at start 55, Amazing Always for Neil Callan and David Ferraris, has improved on his already fantastic record in the class. 8 starts now in this grade for 5 wins. And the key was that Neil got him out of the gates quite well, and he was charging up on the back of the speed, running 5th or 6th in the early stages.
Let's take it from the start then. 1,400 metres the trip. Our winner jumps out of barrier 2 and dropping in trip. We knew he was going to be a little bit on the slower side out of the gates, and Neil actually gives him a reminder there just to get him going. But there's a gap still up on the rail, so he finds his spot and ends up in quite a good position. The speed from Young Dreamer. Kay Chong's got across from barrier 7. The early split 13.46, so not that quick to get there, but she's found the front and that's where she wants to be. Happy Beauty showed a bit of speed as well to sit up on the outside. Telecom Boom as well. You're the One for Me's up there as well, just in behind the pace, just one in front of our eventual winner. That is amazing always. Looking back through the field, there's a few struggling at the back. Most of all is Supernatural. He's last and under pressure and quite some way. But back out in front, Kay's gone 22.31 on Young Dreamer here for the second split, when standard is 21.95. So a bit of a breather, and then has kicked. We're on the C+3 course this afternoon, and has actually stolen a couple of lengths here. And you think at this point she's going to take a little bit of running down. They roll off the fence. Neil sticks with it and is under a heavy drive here and needs the whole of the straight to get there, but get here he does. Looking further back, more Rewarding Flyers made a little bit of ground, but made heavy weather at the same time. Also in there, You're the One for Me, stuck on quite well. And Young Dreamer, although just gets a little bit of a bump here, it gets a little bit tight from home. Was a beaten horse at the time. Amazing Always goes through to win. 1:22.18, a half by 1 with the margins.
And the sectionals, 13.46, 22.31, 22.54 and 23.87 in all. They've gone a bit under standard there, 1 minute 22.18 seconds.
He and Kingsman are the two firmers. Fancy Music holding favouritism. Set, ready, they're off. Couple that were a little slow to move. Kingsman was one of them. Elusive State another. Gorgeous Again can't muster. Unique Happiest bounced straight into the bridle, has the lead clear cut and has done nothing to be there. Ash Kid joins in second. Chu Chow Kid a touch deep on the outside of Po Ching Treasure, and Fancy Music behaving well. He was away nicely. He's posied up 5th and he looks comfortable in the run. A length and a half to Kingsman, who's one off the fence on the outside of Gorgeous Again, and Flying Machine is caught 3 deep. He's trailed by Cool and Neat, who's outside of Premium Champion and King Bountiful down on the rail. Best Effort went back towards the tail, along with Elusive State, who's the trailer. Unique Happiest is striding nicely. Chu Chow Kids put a bit of pressure on as they run past the 1,000, just to get on to the leader's quarters and get outside of Ashkia, who's now gone down to the rail and gives him that spot. Cool and Neat, so far after that little change in the field, has ended up with the 1-1. Fancy Music still in the same spot. He's done nothing and he's relaxed nicely on the inside of Po Ching Treasure midfield. A length and a half to Gorgeous Again, who's on the inside of Flying Machine, who's 3 deep out, and Kingsman in the middle. A length to Best Effort, 3 deep, Premium Champion, King Bountiful, and Elusive State. Unique Happiest has been left alone on the lead, and she ups the tempo now, Chung, as they corner in. On Chu Chow Kid, Cool and Neat quickly moving out into the middle. Ash Kia, Gorgeous Again and Fancy Music get clear runs down the middle part of the track. Cool and Neat raced up to Unique Happiest. Chu Chow Kid's there, but Gorgeous Again letting down powerfully, and he's raced to the lead now inside the 200. Ash Kia's running a race down on the rail, but Gorgeous Again opening right up with 100 to go. He's charged clear. Fancy Music, Unique Happiest and Ash Kia for the minors. Gorgeous Again has won convincingly. Gorgeous Again from probably Fancy Music, Ash Kia, Unique Happiest, but not a lot in it for the minor prizes. Then King Bountiful, Cool and Neat sprinted for about 50 and then gave it up, followed by Kingsman, Flying Machine, Premium Champion, Po Ching Treasure, Elusive State, Best Effort, and Chu Chow Kid, one of the last. Gorgeous Again from, might be Fancy Music, Yes, just over Ash Keir and Unique Happiest. And then a gap back to Cool Neat, who struck the lead at the 300, but he just didn't have the turn of acceleration. King Bountiful's run a better race today, but Gorgeous again. He's had the light weight here. He's now won 3 on the trot. The way he's done it today, he's working out this caper of racing.
3 wins on the bounce for Gorgeous again, and as Brett said, he's won very convincingly indeed. Fancy Music has run pretty well. Ash Keir has finished in 3rd, and Unique Happiest given a good sight out in front, Andrew, but just 4th in the end. Here we go, then 1,800 metres for race number 3, and it was no prizes for guessing really that Unique Happiest was going to get away and get into a good position, and that he did. And well, 14.29 to the first course. Okay, got him out, then managed to just steady things up a little bit. 23.46 to the second, when standard is 22.55. So things are going quite well from the front for her aboard Unique Happiest. Ash Keir not too far away there in second. Chu Chow Kid is an interesting one on this race in the sense he's stayed rather wide on the track, but he's just been floated up to get alongside Unique Happiest there as they got towards the end of the back straight. That just meant the 3rd sectional was a little bit quicker. Fancy Music up the inside, then Poaching Treasure. Then we had Gorgeous again, the eventual winner, getting a nice run round the inside rail. King's Man was rather slowly away, wasn't he? So here that Cool and Neat just tried to make what it looked like it might be a little bit of a mid-race move. He certainly just quickened things towards the end of the back straight, and then towards the back we had Flying Machine, Premium Champion, King Bountiful, Best Effort, and then right at the back of the field there was Elusive State. But as they took the turn and headed on down inside the final 700, Unique Happiest was still just lobbing along nicely out in front. Chu Chow Kid now about a length and a half down in second. Ash Keir up the inside, having his 55th start here in Hong Kong this afternoon. He's run okay. Then Cool and Neat, who was just taking the turn slightly wide. Fancy Music now being ridden along. The eventual winner just in a bit of a pocket there, but he's gone the shortest way around the bend. It's just a question of being extricated into a position where he could deliver a challenge, and that he did in no uncertain terms down the centre of the track. It was pretty much a textbook ride from Derek Leung. Can't really take anything away from him at all. And he's got this horse to, in the end, win with plenty in hand. Second in the end, Fancy Music, who stayed on pretty well in the hands of Zach Purton. Ash Keir up the rail albeit, but he's still gone well for 3rd. And Unique Happiest has run pretty well to finish in 4th. But it's all about the winner, who's now won 3 on the bounce.
And the sectional times over the 1,800 metres, 14.29 the early split. 14 second is standard, 23.46 was slow, 23.88 was quick, standard 24.15, 24.29, 24.5, standard is 23.5, overall 148.42, standard 148.55.
All set, ready, they're off and racing. Multi Go-Go flew out of the gates. He's got great